On tonight's episode of WIFESWAP, MAFS, the experts are forcing the couples to swap with each other because, I don't know, things aren't already chaotic enough. But before we get into it, if you loved my reviews, hit that follow button and let's do this every night together. Also, quick apology for not uploading last night. I just wasn't in a good headspace. So Karina felt like a weight had lifted off her shoulders after Jamie apologized to her last night and she did not return the favor. Okay. In the same breath, she felt like things couldn't be going better with Punchy Paul. Okay. Also, Jamie said that she loved Dave last night, but he didn't say it back. Awkward. The MAFS couples then found out, plot twist, they're actually on WIFESWAP. Jackie is moving in with Jeff. Beth is moving in with Ryan. Poor Beth. Elliot is moving in with Ree. Veronica is moving in with Dave. While Jamie was moving in with Adrian. Quick, someone get an AVO. Veronica and Elliot had a fight because Elliot apparently reads too much, and it's nice to know that even one groom this year is literate. Karina is moving in with TJ, and Afina is moving in with Punchy Paul. Adrian, of course, hated the task because his victim can all of a sudden escape. And Karina felt uncomfortable because Paul has previously banged Cleo, aka Afina's twin sister. Turns out he hits more than just walls. Karina started crying. She was like, it's basically a form of cheating. Honey, get a grip. At that moment, Afina walked in. Paul dictated what happened. He was like, well, Karina was crying and then all of a sudden Cleo walked in. Talk about a Freudian slip. Afina walked in, Paul. Afina. Paul then went on to say that he'd never done anything to betray Karina's trust other than punch a wall. And as Karina left, she whispered to Paul that he better not share a bed with her. Meanwhile, Beth was moving in with Ryan, and he was deeply concerned that she might somehow sabotage his mediocre fake marriage. At that moment, Beth moved in and couldn't help but notice the shrine Jackie and Ryan had to themselves. There was a whole wall of photos of them together, and it was giving weird voodoo vibes. I imagine poor Beth would have been terrified. Ryan asked how Beth felt about seeing his name on the envelope. Beth said, pure horror. Feels, girl, feels. Ryan said, I'll be putting out a swear jar for Beth. And it's a bit of a joke. But if she swears at me, she can piss off. Every time he speaks, my skin crawls. Once the couples had all made their swaps, they were given their first task. The hard-hitting questions task, designed to uncover truths about each other's relationships. Elliot asked Ree a bunch of boring questions. Basically, Ree said that Veronica and Farquaad are a good match, whereas Veronica used the opportunity to complain about her relationship with Farquaad all night to Dave, who said that they're not a good match. Go figure. Veronica ended up admitting that she feels like her and Dave would be a better match. Is this foreshadowing of another cheating scandal? No, no, no. Not Dave. I won't have it. It was then Ryan's turn to ask Beth some hard-hitting questions. He used the task as a way to challenge Beth and to put her in her place. All of his questions were so pointed. He was like, oh, I noticed that you attacked me. Are you always this aggressive in real life? Or is it just my relationship that you have a problem with? Beth ended up saying that Ryan is just an utter wanker. Beth, we literally all agree. I can't stand how Ryan treats women like they're beneath him, like he always has to educate them, like he is this authoritative figure. You're not a mighty, powerful warrior, Ryan. You're just a loser. It was then Punchy Paul's turn to do the challenge, and he had the audacity to ask Afina if she thinks that Karina's tendency to be jealous might cause issues for them in the future. This is coming from the same guy who punched a hole in a wall because Karina dared to have a sexual history that preceded their relationship. The double standards are perplexing. He then added that Karina wouldn't have had an issue with him staying with any other wife other than Athena, because Paul has a history with Athena's sister. This, of course, pissed Athena off because she was like, firstly, I wouldn't want to share a bed with someone that my sister has slept with. And secondly, just because I'm a twin doesn't mean that we're identical people. We have our own identities, which I'm sure would be something that is really annoying for twins. Paul then made this big deal about Karina being so jealous and having jealous tendencies and how this could be a real problem for them. Paul, we all know what you're doing. Stop trying to shift blame onto Karina, making out like she's the one who has jealousy issues when you were the one who punched a hole in a wall. Meanwhile, Jackie was having a wonderful time with Jeff. He washed her sheets. He insisted that she take the bedroom. He steamed her dress. He cooked her dinner. She was literally like, I'm in heaven. Good for you, Jackie. Enjoy it, doll. I'm so sorry you got stitched up with this guy. The next day, the challenge was to write an honesty letter to address some things that they might be struggling internally with in their relationships. Karina wrote TJ a letter, and in the letter she was like, I'm really religious, and so I don't know if we'll have the same view on how to raise children, and that's a real concern for me. And TJ was like, that's your biggest problem. You guys are laughing. Paul, on the other hand, went to town. He basically said that Karina is really judgy, she's a bit of a snob, and he went on to say, so actually there was something that Karina said that really rubbed me up the wrong way when I told her that I had a history with your sister Cleo, Athena. She actually said that she couldn't believe that I would get with someone of that caliber. Athena was like, caliber? What do you mean? Because my sister is covered in tattoos? Paul said, yes. Athena was like, how dare she say that about my sister? You know what? My sister owns her own property and has her own career. Karina lives at home with her parents and works for her dad's company. So I could say that Karina is on a different caliber to my twin sister. Now, regardless of whether Karina said this or not, it's very obvious what Paul is doing. He's using manipulation tactics to villainize Karina, to basically take the heat off himself. Paul knows that we have short attention spans, and if he can make enough drama with Karina, we're going to forget that he punched a wall. That's why you've got me, to remind you of it every single day. Tomorrow night, it looks like there'll be more drama with WIFESWAP, MAFS. And if you love my reviews, hit that follow button and I'll be here, same place, same time, tomorrow night.